This is madness. This whole world is madness. How do people not see shit like people being murdered and people like children with cancer and terrible diseases? And how can people see that shit and then go on and have kids and not think that anything bad's gonna happen to their kids, or just not care? They will still have kids anyways. Like, how can humans be so mad like this? This whole world is just madness, dude. It's just insanity. People are too brainwashed to be simps for life. Like, what's really so bad if there was no more humans being born, you know, or animals or anything? What's so bad if no one existed? No one's gonna care if no one exists. No one's gonna care about anything. No one's gonna need anything. No one's gonna need to be protected from anything or stay away from danger or whatever, or distract themselves from being bored, or need medication for diseases and pain, or for mental illnesses, mental health problems. Like, what is so wrong with the human race going extinct? That's the best course of action, to be honest. At least peacefully, but that's not gonna happen. You know, peacefully in the sense that humans just stop reproducing altogether and then they just die out in like a century or two, all of them. Like that, but that's not gonna happen because humans like this madness that life is. They like all this madness. They like forcing people here against their consent, first of all, and then they like it when some people's lives, or a lot of people's lives, are unlucky in some way. Like, some people get victims of crimes, they're the victims of diseases, they're the victims of poverty, they're the victims of anything. You can't be a victim if you're not born into this madness that is planet Earth, that is reality. People just like this madness. They like exposing more people to this madness that is this world. What is wrong with humanity, man? Humanity is a failed species. People that think this world is a good place and they say God is good, they're just the most delusional, dumb people ever. And yeah, yeah, everyone was there at some point. Everyone was ignorant and delusional, of course. A kid is not going to know what this world is. But how can parents just bring kids here at a certain age? How can they still be so dumb and blind to this madness? Or is even worse that they just don't care. They don't care that their kid is going to die just by the fact that it was born, and it could go through terrible suffering just by the fact that it was born. They will mourn it when it's dead, but they should have never proceeded to give birth to it in the first place. Then you don't have to mourn it for shit because it don't exist. But you selfishly force it into this madness of reality, and that's the end result. Pain and suffering and inevitable death and loss. And like, how do people, I just don't get it. I was just thinking, like, randomly, that how do people accept this madness for what it is? And more people need to not be life simps and believe that the best course of action is humans to just go extinct. You know, that's really what's best, to be honest. And there's no more pain and no more suffering and no more cruelty and injustice. That's what's best. Like, why does the human race need to continue? So it can reach to the stars and reach new planets and improve this world? Has this world really improved? I mean, medicine and technology has improved over the centuries, but humans still kill each other, they still hurt each other, they're still terrible to each other. They're still they still like hurting each other and doing all sorts of nasty shit to each other. So has the world really improved? I don't think so. Slavery never went away. It didn't. There's just wage slaves now. Or there's even real slaves in this world. There are. But slavery never went away. None of this bad shit in the world can go away. Like, I bet they'll never find like a cure for cancer. I don't know. I mean, there's theories that they might have, but do you really think they would release that to the public? I don't think so, because money, you know? They profit off of seeing you suffer from cancer and go through chemo. They profit off of that shit. And that's what humans care about, just money and ruling over each other and enslaving each other. And that's what our stupid parents did. They forced us into this world just to be a slave, expecting that we would like it as well. Like, I don't like this shit. This world sucks. All the people around me suck. Why would I like this shit? And I know that others don't like it too. There's no, we never signed any agreement to come into this world and just like this shit and just be another drone and just work a job and be happy with what you get in this life, whether it's bullshit or you get nothing that you want. Like, I shouldn't be happy with this, and we should have the right to leave this shit, but we don't even have the right to leave this shit. So it's very simple. This world is a prison, and parents forced us here because they were fucking brain dead morons. They're the stupidest morons ever. I can't bear looking at like people on social media with their kids and shit. I'm just like, you fucking brain dead retarded moron. I hope your kid is smarter than you. That's all I can bear to think, to be honest, when I see people with kids like online or offline, because humans are just stupid. But I don't get how they like this madness that is this reality. It's all madness. It's all insanity and pain and suffering. Why are they pro pain and suffering? Why aren't you against that? You know, you're pro pain and suffering if you have kids and shit, or if you hurt people. Obviously, like, I know some people are into pain like that, like hurting other people, but why? You know, well, it's because the human race is fucked up. I guess is a failed. It's a failure. You know, it's a failed species. It's it should have never existed. It would be better if humans never existed and life never existed. Then think about all the pain and suffering and unfairness that every living being ever experienced, being hunted by prey. All that pain would have been avoided. If only, man, if only. Because that's a lot of pain right there. Way more pain than pleasure. Way more. Uh, Not one living being ever even asked to be in this world anyways, you know? Obviously humans are the only ones that can think about this shit, and yet they still don't do anything about it. No, they just do the opposite. They just bring more slaves into this world against their consent. So stupid, man. I don't have hope for humanity. I'm just saying, like, how are people so in love with this madness that is this world? Just because their individual lives are good don't mean their kid's life is going to be good. I'm just, why am I even making this video? Is like, I don't know. Well, hopefully some people wake up, you know? I'm not trying to wake up the whole world. That's impossible, man. The forces that control this world don't want it to be woken up and people to stop having kids, because then they won't get money anymore, obviously. But yeah, at least I'm not going to force some other slave into this existence in this life, so they'll never have to suffer anything in their fucking existence, because they'll never have an existence, and that's for the best. What's so bad about never being born? Like, seriously, what's wrong with that? People think there's something like so terrible about that. Like, no, there isn't. They don't exist. They don't need happiness. They don't need good things, you know? Just don't bring them here in the first place. So yeah, humanity is stupid.